See the button?
Testing one,
No.
two.
There
Okay.
you go. You're on live. We're on live. We're on live. We're on live. In your face, Mark Green on Triple Vibes Radio. 718-622-4590. Facebook. People, 718-622-4590. www.triplevibesradio.com. Log on. I'm here today. I got my special guest and hopefully a frequent person here, Miss Veronica White. She's going to be counterpoint to the point. Today is Trick or Treat Halloween. Happy Halloween to your spooks out there and for your non-spooks. Okay, for your spooky people. I'm not going nowhere. Yes, tonight we're going to have a big party at the Lately, which is at 357 West 16th Street, New York City, after the Halloween party. So anybody wants to come down, it's free before 12 o'clock, code NYC. Dougie Fresh, Queen Regine, House of Love, Mark Green, you're very truly only Kid Green. And anyone else that wants to come on through to hear us play that house music, techno music, R&B music. Come on down and have a good time. And bring in your costumes. If you don't have a costume, just put on your morning face. Come on in, and you might win the door prize. That's the Kid Green. Right here. All right, now I got to come this way because I need to see. I need to see the mighty sea. There we go. Hey, New York, New York, New York. So we're going to start up. I was doing some socializing today before I got here to the to the show today, and I was talking to one of my friends, one of my constituents, one of my radio listeners, Miss India Burrows, and we were talking about India Burrows. What were you saying? What are you saying?
Who's not talking to you?
Oh. Anyway, we were talking about something about women and money and why do they go after some of these guys, some of the guys, like some of the ugliest guys in the world. And why do women go with some of these ugliest guys? And it's all about the money. And we started talking about the
Some of
money.
these ugly guys are really nice.
Oh, so you got nice, ugly guys, huh?
Yeah.
So
Some
why
of the
can't I find me
guys.
no, I think I found me some nice, ugly women somewhere. I don't know. I don't want to call women ugly, but I don't know, but see, but the thing about it is that I can know some nice, ugly women, but I'm not gonna marry some nice, ugly women. But the women seem to be marrying some nice, ugly guys, and but then they divorce them because it was all about the money. Like, what's that? Anna, what was the woman that married the guy who was 99 years old?
Anna
Anna,
Nicole Smith.
yeah, Anna Nicole. No, no, isn't that the
That's
O.J.
yeah.
Simpson one?
No.
Yeah, Anna Nicole, right? 99-year-old,
Yeah. Well.
Well, she had a bad body. She was kind of freaky. I wish I would have.
Well, he had a lot of money. She could
Well,
have
this
a
is
lot
what
of
I'm talking
fun.
about. She had a lot of fun.
She could go places
Oh, because I
and
was wondering where
travel,
she can
and
go. She didn't go. Oh, yeah, she can go travel on the train, plane, bus, or
she could take
boat.
any mode of transportation she
Yeah,
wants.
well, it takes two popsicle sticks and some rope to keep this thing straight up. So I don't know, but
It's worth it for a trip to
it's
France,
worth
isn't
it.
it?
But see, it ain't worth it for a man because we can't do no ugly chicks. I mean, after a while, I ain't trying to look. Hey, I'm just saying we ain't gonna
I
pay
don't.
too.
I don't know that that's true.
Well,
Because
did you marry ugly dude?
some ugly.
Would you marry?
No,
No.
my ex husband was not ugly,
Okay.
but
So.
he was still my ex husband.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think that the divorce part has anything to do with the money.
We're just saying that women just dig this
It would have
money.
been nice to start off with the money, though.
Yeah, no shit. See, that's what they thinking. That's when they talk to their girlfriends. That's why we don't like, hey, girlfriend, he ugly dude, but do he got some money, girl? Yeah, he got some money. All right, well, girl, what you think I'm going to wear at the wedding? There you go.
But this is why guys try to make money.
Is that
They
why?
try to make all this money so they can have a big place to live and a car and all of these perks and abilities to travel, and then they can get any kind of girl they want.
That's why I be telling the young blood, stay in school, get an education. You can always get a girl once you got a good job.
Yeah,
because
but
it's about them. It ain't about how handsome you are, because you want to look like me or something or whatever. You know what I mean? It's get that education, because you get education, you can always take it from the books of Anna Nicole Smith and the 99-year-old John. Okay, just do it like that. So
well,
I'm just supporting information.
you can have more fun when you have more money.
You can have more fun, right? Because money is just a tool to allow you to do things. Like get
Exactly.
2 or 3 hookers at one time, not a problem. If you ain't got no money, you can only get one at a time, and hopefully you can get one. But if you got money, you can get 3. You can line them all up in a row.
If
I
you have
mean,
a lot of money, you don't need hookers.
if you got a lot of money, you need hookers, because everything else, you got to sign a prenuptial agreement. You got to get a contract. No, go with the hookers. They got insurance. Everything is not on you. They got insurance on. They got unions and all that other stuff. You ain't got to be bothered.
So then you don't care about building family,
Building families.
creating family.
That's in Mr. Rogers' neighborhoods. They build families. Over here,
Oh,
no,
really?
we in New York City. We have fun. You build a family in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. That's when he rides around in his little bicycle, the 3-speed, the Royce Union, saying, "Will you be
That
mine?"
was Pee Wee Herman.
No, I know about Pee Wee's a different story. That's the village. That's the village thing. That's a whole different family thing. That's like the same sex thing, and we just want to have a child family type of situation. That's what that is. No, we're not talking about Pee Wee Herman's village neighborhood. We're not talking about Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. We're talking about New York City hookers and what goes here stays here and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, so there's
Whatever.
no city, no New York family building.
No, not in New York. So New
No,
York is
people
not.
don't. Where have you been?
I've been in New York. Where you been?
I've been in New York and I see
I don't know.
families
You
all
must
over
be
the
underground
place.
New York. They got an underground New York, you know.
Well,
Like they
no.
got a dark web. They got
That's
an
where they
underground.
don't build families.
That's where they don't build family. There's a rat family in every subway station in the New York City. There's a family. I know about multiple families. Okay, but hey,
Okay,
New York.
so you're not an advocate of families. Okay.
Okay, well, 718-622-4590. It's 544 in New York. It's 1144 in the UK, and it's 244 out there in the West Coast. West Coast people. We're going to up this. You know, people call in and tell us what you want to do. Something I've read today in the news in Washington. First, there was the middle class tax cut that even his allies and many of his aides had not heard about. Then troops were dispatched to the border to counter an invasion of our country, according to the New York Times. And then on Tuesday, President Trump declared that he would sign an executive order essentially rewriting the Constitution.
You know, they're going
That's
to have to look at some of these executive orders that this man is, rearranging and writing into existence because he first of all, I'm not even sure he can write.
well, he can't write.
He tweets, but that's for, folks who are not fans of writing.
Yeah, that's the illiterate type. Not to say all you tweeters are illiterate,
But
but
I mean, for a president, he's doing a whole lot of writing on stuff. And I think that whoever comes in behind him better follow up and look at all the things that he wrote, just in case they need to be erased or changed.
well, the Democrat who comes in after him, I'm sure Congress was all. If we got to have a Democratic Congress. Get out and vote, people. Get out and vote. Get out and vote, people. I'm saying to you, Uncle Sam needs you. We need you to vote. That's a public service announcement for Mark Green. We need you to vote.
Sam.
Get out there and vote. Okay, need you to vote. But anyway, if a Democrat wasn't elected president, I'm sure. Well, vice versa. I mean, if the Congress doesn't become Democratic and stays Republican, and at the next election, a Democrat is voted president, then this Republican Congress, and all of a sudden their ears will be back up, the horns will come back out their head, and they'll be saying no, 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 because you know how that goes. But I think what we need to do really seriously, I'm going to start a petition and a drive to make it so that past presidents can be reelected, so we could get Obama back in office, because I think Obama wants to get back in office.
I don't think he wants to come back.
I think
That was a trial and a tribulation.
I don't know, because he's on the campaign trail. He's stumping. He's giving really good speeches. People are really listening to him.
Yeah.
I listen to some of the stuff that he's on point. It's just, and
Yes.
I have people that are, I have people that still think, conspiracy theory. Obama is the implant of some, hierarchies. People that.
Yeah.
But my particular thing is that People don't put positive black images in places for any other for any reason. They just don't want the next people to come behind them to feel that they can do this. So when I listen to the words, truth to power speaks truth to power. You can't say, well, he's speaking truth, but he's really he's a devil or something. I don't get with that because the things that he's saying are so relevant. They're so on point. They're indisputable. And I don't see how you could be coming from a different angle if it's the truth. If you're looking for a hidden message, then you're going to be searching for everything as a hidden message. Oh, he said that word is. Oh man, every word he said has 6 letters, so it must be 666.
Yeah.
I mean, so
And the
crazy.
thing, a lot of these conspiracy theories and things that they're pulling from ancient languages and things, where when this language that we're speaking didn't even exist at the time. So how can something we're saying in our vernacular now mean something from back then when those words didn't exist at the time?
You heard that, people?
So, I'm not really
That's Mr.
feeling
Veronica
all of
White,
that.
right? The vernacular,
Ha.
the
Making
vernacular.
fun of my vocabulary.
No, I'm making fun of your vocabulary. From a woman's point of view, the vernacular. Yes,
Yeah.
doctor. So what do you got there? Well, what's going on today? I got the New York Times. We're reading some stuff. Trump visits divide city. Trump is just a great divider. And then I have people,
He's
man.
a
Listen,
hate monger.
I had some folks that I thought were white people who I thought were that. I mean, I know white people. Why not? I mean, I have friends. I mean, I hate to say like white people and Chinese yellow, birch, auburn, tangerine, aquamarine.
There's only one tangerine person that I know.
Who Trump? Orange is the new black. No, I mean
No.
but no, I have we
No,
all
in that case, no.
no, we all meet people and we have friends, and I have white friends, I got black friends and so forth, and some of the people that I thought were really like not really prejudicial, but I had a story. Someone told me, well, everybody's prejudiced, but we were good. But except when I started seeing some posts about I love Trump is still my man, and I was like, Bob, I typed in some stuff. And her whole constituents started like, yeah, you liberals and everything. And then I was like, well, what? How could what he's saying is true? I mean, like you're saying, it's okay that he can grab their pussies and stuff, and it's all right. But would you want him as your daughter's teacher? And they were like, well, why are you talking about my kids for? What do your kids got to do with it? And I'm like,
It's like
wow,
their kids are part of this country.
right? But they don't want to include it in conversation because everything seems to be, well, that's
because
fake news.
That's called cognizant dissonance.
I call it involuntary amnesia.
That's the same thing.
Same thing.
It's like they want to say, compartmentalize what they want to deal with.
And I say it in layman's terms. She says it in higher educational Egyptian Greek term.
Yeah, I mean, it's all encompassing.
It's all encompassing.
If you look at how he campaigned, you knew there was going to be a whole divisive mindset that was only going. In fact, the day after Election Day, I was on the train, and a white man, youngish white man, got up and gave me his seat. The place wasn't crowded. The car wasn't crowded. And I said to myself, oh, it's going to be that bad, huh?
Mm.
He was apologizing up front,
Wow.
you know. So I just sat down and just
It
took
behooves
took
me
my
because
win.
they're right, and they're telling me, and they're all out in Long Island, like, but I just can't. I mean, I thought you were really like an honest, truthful person, and I understand your politics. Like, you might be around your friends, and you're in the community, and they're all Republican and they're white, and you don't want to be the oddball, but you didn't come off as anti anything. But when you start telling me about this guy Trump and he hasn't everything that he said was the truth or he was going to do or some nonsense like that. And I'm like, wow, you really, some people really, regardless of the obstacles, they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
But it has nothing to do with reality. It has nothing
No, it
to do
doesn't.
with us.
No,
And
yeah.
and I mean, you have people that are following him that actually believe that President Obama is an Arab. It's like they don't even know that he is an actual citizen of the United States.
But you know what really happened was I was walking down the street and a girl about 30 or so, she was talking to her son, and her son was telling her that Canada is a country, and she was like, Canada is not a country.
Oh my gosh, how old was her son?
She was about 35. He was about 17, 16.
Oh well,
and he's
old enough
telling
to know.
her,
And she doesn't know that
and
Canada
she didn't
is-
know that
And
Canada
what did she
was.
thought? She thought
And
it was
didn't-
another state
I had
of the
no
United
idea,
States?
but I had to actually stop after a while. and turn around and look at her and say, you know what? Canada's a country. And she was like, it is a country? I said, they have different money, right? And she didn't say anything. And she was like, and I was
You
like,
have to
oh
use your
my
passport
God.
to get in.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. Shriek, shriek, shriek,
It's
shriek.
it's
That
like-
was so sad. That was really sad. I mean, she wasn't like poor ghettoish or whatever, you know.
right.
She was like a regular 35-year-old woman with a 17-year-old son, and she's like, and I hear the conversation. They were like 20 paces behind me, and he's telling
Okay,
her,
well, you know what that means? That she had this child when she was 17 or 18 years old.
very interesting.
So,
So she didn't have time for school.
so yeah, she was doing something else. Maybe she was under the bleachers instead of going to history class or geography.
Well, she was probably studying Africa or Australia
no, she
down
wasn't
under.
studying.
She was going
studying
down under.
Okay.
She was she know what Coney Island is because she know what that boy again. What the people say. See them in the news.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you got? What do you got on the news here? What's up, folks?
I was just looking. I'm just browsing.
Kim the Bella Valley. Kim Kardashian washes her legs after it touches Kanye West. No.
Kanye West. You mean Kanye?
Kanye, whatever. Kanye, same. I mean, you know, I don't like that pepper anyway. I don't like that
read
black
somewhere
pepper.
that they were separating. Is that
Well,
true?
after that Trump thing, she needs to separate. She needs to separate. I mean, she said she needs to go to school and get an education because obviously she's not that intelligent.
I'm wondering why she's going to make a big deal because now he's claiming to be such a Trump follower. It doesn't seem like she had any commitments in politics anyway.
Oh, no, but you know,
what were her commitments?
politics makes strange bedfellows.
Well, yeah. Well, so does a lot of things. Entertainment world makes strange bedfellows.
I heard there's something was going on in Antarctica. Some interesting
Oh.
stuff in the news. Antarctica, you got that
Yeah.
that whitey guy.
Those two guys,
The
the
whitey guy.
the two scientists were like up in Antarctica for months studying some other.
No, they
something or
wasn't. They
other.
wasn't. You know what they were studying? How to make that new water from glacier ice, so they can sell
that's-
it down here. Probably.
Oh,
I don't know. You
I
know,
don't
white
know what
guys
they
are
were
always out
studying.
doing something crazy.
yeah. Well,
We got the new glacier ice water. Yeah.
Well, you know how living is up there. Have you seen any of those documentaries?
Yeah, I've seen people. Yeah. I
Yeah,
got to
it's
cut
like-
my arm. I got to take a boat, sled
They got-
dog, and everything just to go get a Band-Aid from
You
the.
got to wait for the plane, the
Yeah.
Sea-Doo plane to show up. It comes like once every 3 months to bring you to the hospital.
Will it work? You got gas?
Yeah, and so here they are. They're up there sitting, passing the time. And so this one guy, one of them likes to read, and what's his name is Oleg, right? So
Yeah. How to go
Sergey-
down on the bear. Go ahead.
Sergey, how to go? Oh my gosh!
What else do they read about in Antarctica? But how to go down on bear? It's called root bear.
You know,
Root. You get to the root of the bear. Root
It's a
bear.
good
How to
thing-
go down on the
it's-
bear.
It's a good thing you dress well.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
I love the way I
Can
look.
dress you up, can't take you out.
Can't take me out.
So
You must be cheap. Must be me. Go ahead. So what's going on in Antarctica? Who are these guys
so
anyway?
Sergey,
Sergey.
he apparently he reads
Hmm.
more than Oleg because he kept
Oleg?
telling him the end of the story.
Oleg Cassini.
It's like, do you ever go to the movies with somebody who already saw the movie and has to always tell you what's about to happen
Oh,
or
wow.
the end of the end
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
about
movie?
to scream on them like,
Well,
would you shut up?
they were up there for months,
Uh-huh.
and this guy kept doing that.
Okay.
So he stabbed him in his chest.
I was about to
man.
say I would have chopped his head off with the machete with the how to get your leg out the bear trap when you got it cut and you got to cut your leg off.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
he-
the machete shit. Yeah, okay.
He would have thrown him into a bear trap, I guess,
Oh.
if they were outside. But,
So that was the coldest case. So they never found him because he was buried in the ice or something.
well, no, they got him. They got him to a hospital. They took him all the way to Chile.
Chile to throw him out because they couldn't find nothing.
Well, yeah.
They couldn't find a heater.
Well,
So they
know.
went on, is Chile hot or is it kind of chilly?
well, in the mountains.
In the mountains, it's Chile.
Yeah.
But it ain't. I thought Chile was kind of hot. I thought it was near the equator. Equator, whatever. This is the first attempted murder ever on the frozen continent of Antarctica. A Russian scientist probably was up there because, the Russians want to take over Antarctica and the North Pole because being that the ice caps are melting and all the minerals are up there. It's going to be another fight about who gets to own some more of this world while
Yeah.
while the continents start drifting apart.
Well,
So,
they are substantially smaller. They really are.
who?
The glaciers.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
substantially water. I just drank some glacier water just the other day.
Yeah, right. That was New Jersey water.
Well, said New Jersey glaciers.
So was Poland Springs.
Yeah, Poland Spring. I knew Poland.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
know
he
you
had
did.
he had a spring in his backyard. That's Poland Spring. Poland Spring. So that's that nasty water. But no, I know in South Carolina you can go down to a place called Blackville. And Blackville has what they call healing water. It goes back to when the Indians were here and the British were here and the British were wounded. The Indians were bringing them to this spring, the water, and they call it the healing water, and it's called Black Water, and it's in Blackville, South Carolina. And when I was down there some years ago, it comes up out the ground. It's the water, and they put a little spout on it so people can actually. And people come with these jugs and all kind of stuff in their trunks and everything. People just fill up jugs and bring it back with them, to all over in the place. And
Did
you can look
bring
it up.
some back?
Yes, I did bring some back.
Where is it?
It's in my body.
Oh, you drank it.
Yes, this was a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
It's healing water. That's why I'm so well
Were
today.
you healed? You were healed.
Praise God. Praise the Most High God, Jehovah.
crawled down and walked back?
Yeah, praise God. Yes. God is the greatest. It's healing
Lord,
water.
save my child.
Right, no. So what happened to these two guys in the ice? Are they still frozen on deck or
No, the one is in the hospital.
right? And the other one is
And the other one, I guess.
was in the
They were
gulag?
friends, so I don't know if he got brought up on charges or whatever. But hey,
Let me ask you something. A pilot of an ultralight plane crashes into
an
Wisconsin.
ultralight plane. What's an
Cra-
ultralight plane?
It's an ultralight seaplane.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know how much the regular planes weigh. And then you got a lighter plane, then you got the ultralight plane.
Oh,
Ultralight
is
probably
that like
got
a
one seat.
glider
I guess it got like one seat.
and one engine, single engine or
It
something?
might got a half an engine because it's ultralight. It might got a
You have no
Toyota
sense.
engine. It might got a Honda engine. If you're really
Oh,
poor,
no.
you get the Yugo.
Oh no! So if you land too fast, you explode.
Might be.
Oh
Or you might just disintegrate.
no! So what happened with?
So the guy crashes into a Wisconsin lake. He swims to shore, hitches a ride home, and then he just sits on the couch and smokes a cigarette. And he didn't tell any because he didn't think it was a big deal. But a woman walking a dog, sees all of this stuff and calls the cops, and the cops track him down. And he said, "No, I'm cool. I'm just cold and wet." But he was fine. I mean,
But isn't there some kind of rule you're not allowed to leave
the scene of an
vehicles
accident.
like that? Like if you crash a boat or a plane or something, you're supposed to report it. You're not supposed to just leave it there.
Well, true, unless you stole it or it didn't cost you much, you might just leave this shit.
Yeah,
there.
right. It's like you're gonna boat jack. It's like I've heard of plane hijacking.
Oh, people boat.
But-
Listen, let me tell you something about boating on the high seas. On boating, that's why when you, you've heard the term in the Navy, "Can I come aboard?" or however they say it. Can I come aboard? Because a boat is like it's your property, and you're not really allowed to enter somebody else's boat without permission, and so therefore, and when you're out to sea, you're just out there in no man's land. And ships will come up on the side of you, or people hijackers, pirates will come on the side of you, and in the dead of night or whatever,
And get on your boat.
and get on your
take it
boat,
over.
take over and take your shit, and that's straight up and down, and that's what happens. And so and the thing about pirateers, and there's Somalians have been known to be pirateers, and that has a whole nother issue because of their fishing industry was decimated by the westernized powers and everybody doing stuff, and they couldn't fish as a source of living, so they
So they come in and invade their
they
water
resorted.
space,
They was right.
and then they didn't have the nerve to tell them they can't get on their boat.
Well,
It's
what
like
they
come
did
in-
was they decided that because we can't earn a living as fishers,
Right,
that
I'ma
we
come
have
and
to
take what you
take
got.
your boat. But what they were doing when they were taking them, they didn't kill anybody. They just held the boat for ransom and let the insurance companies or the companies paid them for ransom, and that's what started happening a lot with the
Touche.
Somalians.
I'm sorry, maybe if I'm voting for the wrong team, but hey, If you're gonna, I have a song that I wrote a long time ago. One day I'm gonna sing it for you, but it's about that kind of stuff.
Why don't you sing it for the folks and lay it down
I,
and we'll
nah,
play it?
I'm gonna play an instrument
Or
and
she
sing it.
just wants to sing to me at night.
Yes. Well, it's almost night.
Well, she
So,
said she got a great
nighty
comeback.
nighty
She
for
got a
old
great
Whitey.
comeback. That was so cool. That was a good comeback. Real quick, kid. All right, bloodthirsty Boston gangster James the Whitey. Why don't we just call him Whitey?
Yeah, they call him Whitey.
They call him Whitey. Boston gangster the Whitey, who ran lucrative criminal rackets for decades under the protection of crooked FBI agents. This is what I'm talking about. Oliver North, Ronald Reagan, cocaine for arms, drugs, or whatever the hell. Okay, but you know how
turned informant,
Jeff
right?
Sessions, the attorney general, whatever, or head of whatever, can't think right now, says they want to bring back those draconian laws and stuff. To if I catch a brother with an ounce, we're gonna give him 25 years. But here, all right, from a crooked FBI agent was killed shortly after his transfer to a West Virginia prison late Monday. Law enforcement. So the Whitey was 89 and found unresponsive. I think he knew when they were told, "We're gonna transfer you, Whitey." Where am I going to? You're going to Virginia. He knew his ass was out.
Well, I don't know. I don't think he cared either way at that point. Whitey was a rat who killed women. Who says somebody wrote that
Oh yeah, where?
down here? Right? Freddie hated rats. Who is Freddie?
Freddie
Oh, Freddie-
Hayden's right. Private investigator Geese friend Tech McGone.
Okay, Freddie's the
too.
guy that killed him.
You mean Freddie ain't dead?
Well, no, he's the prime suspect.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be a mafia hit, but it was like he hated. Apparently Whitey abused women, and Freddie hated guys that abused
A lot of
women.
Whiteys.
But he's been in jail. When did he have any chance, to abuse any woman lately? So he just used that as an excuse. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, live by the sword, die by the sword.
He
So-
was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison. He helped rob 3 banks. Oh man, he was prolific.
Yeah, well, he was pretty aggressive. I don't know. Crime don't pay, they say. I don't know. Does crime pay? What else is going on in the news? Okay, L train delay. No. Yeezy, go. Come, Yeezy, go. Pro-Trump Kanye West said Tuesday.
This L train thing, they're gonna shut down the L train on my birthday.
April 27th.
How about that? We're gonna celebrate by shutting down the L train.
Right, they're going to make it one place that everybody can come and party.
Hey.
So you're going to have a party on your birthday. We're
do you
going to
remember,
shut
do you
it
remember
down.
the early Bernie Mac shows?
Oh, America.
He used to do shows on the L train.
Oh, did he?
Before he became famous, apparently.
Oh, well, he used to do
according
comedy. I remember something like
Yeah.
that. Seeing his
I saw that
seeing his
episode.
bio, right? His bio. Yeah, Bernie Mac was doing that for a long time, and in Chicago, I think, or something like that. Also, yeah. All right, my man.
Well, maybe it looked like the L train. because
No.
they did
I
it
think
on
he
the
was
show.
doing some right.
But yeah, that's what it made me think of. I miss Bernie Mac. He was
Yeah,
funny.
well, people you love in life you lose and they never come back. Such is life. A judge on Tuesday turned down a last-ditch effort by accused Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman to delay his trial, scheduled to begin Monday with jury selection in Brooklyn. I think I'm going to go to Brooklyn and try to be a jury member on El Chapo's case,
Well, how they
so
gonna?
he can
you wanna-
bribe
you
me
wanna- you wanna,
with a lot of cocaine.
You want to do jury duty?
No, I don't care what I do to get some cocaine. Judge
don't
Brian
want no
Cogan
cocaine.
rejected Guzman's lawyer's claim that they needed more time to review the 14,000 pages of document.
Yeah, take
No,
one of
they
these.
just needed some more cocaine. We ain't ready
Why
yet
don't you stick one of these up your nose?
because it'll be clogged because it's donut.
Powdered sugar donut.
Common sugar's worse for you than cocaine.
It's the same.
That's
element.
a damn shame.
It's the same element with like one.
Cocaine is healthier
one electron-
than a
electron
damn
difference.
powdered donut. You know something's wrong with America and the FDA.
Yeah, they sell it to you wholesale, but you can't buy cocaine.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cardi B and Nicki Minaj call a truce.
Okay. They call it truce.
And it's like, all right. So, what was the big deal that they were having beef?
I don't know. I don't follow those two. Tell me about it.
I think
Tell Tell us the
They were
story.
threatening to fight each other, and actually, Cardi B, I think, ended up fighting one of her friends.
Is
Or
it? Was
maybe
it an oil wrestling match?
no, it was nothing
It
spectacular.
wasn't no
It
wet
was no
mud
no
slush
mud.
slinging. Was it
No.
bikini and nothing? So why do I even care? Let them go kill each other outside if they want to. Cardi B. They're not putting. They didn't send me no check this month. Let them
Well,
go fight.
I don't know too much about Nicki Minaj, but Cardi B,
Oh, Nicki
she's
Minaj. Let's talk
she's
about
been saying
Nicki.
some pretty sensible stuff.
Like what?
Trying to get folks out to vote.
Oh, right
And,
on, right on, right on.
and her clothesline and different business ventures that she's been
Okay. She hiring
branching
people
out
in the
to.
community.
I guess so when it's needed.
Well, Cardi, listen. I know you listen to the show because Cardi, Kardashians, all of them, all of these hypers, they all call me up. They say we listen to your show. Cardi, we need you to. My friend Veronica says she needs you to do what?
I need them to have a truce and stop fighting.
Cardi, you heard her. Veronica said have a truth. Stop the BS. Okay. Thank you very much. And don't call me too late. All right, now the world. Listen, folks. It's almost my birthday again, June. You know what I mean? I just had a birthday.
It's almost your birthday again.
Right, because we're in
How
November.
many Junes do we get in a year?
We get seems like we get 2 Junes.
Okay. So
Because I just had a
are you
birthday.
aging twice as fast?
Listen,
as
it's
everybody
November.
else?
It's already November. December's going to be here. And then January. And then 6 months from January,
It won't be
bam, it's
November
going to be
till
June.
tomorrow.
I mean, we're moving closer to the sun. That's why that's why time goes by so fast.
Won't be November till tomorrow.
Yeah, well, then 2 months later, it's going to be, oh, man, I'm already 6 months away from my birthday. I mean, come on, man. We're getting older, too. We're getting closer to the... I'm just trying to tell you. Anyway, folks.
So they have a picture of a man taking a nap in his living room, which is on 7th Avenue in Manhattan.
What was
On
his
the
living
street.
room? I was going to say
On the
outside of
sidewalk.
CVS.
Yeah, there's like a settee, a little couch, a chair, and they have the little the big pots with the plants in it, and he's like laying on the metal grating. I guess it's warm.
Yeah, well, you know what, New York, this is sad, and we're going to take a minute here to talk about this new situation going on in America, in New York City, with white people who are now homeless and don't want to go into homeless shelters. It seems to be a growing epidemic of white people from the middle ages of 20 to 35 who are sitting outside of places like Whole Foods and CBS and Walmart and Walgreens
And
that
then
are
the trains at Fulton
and then the
Street,
trains at Fulton Street and walking up and down the L trains,
all
asking
around
everybody
Grand
for money.
Central.
And this is a new thing. And sometimes I wonder why them and their boyfriends lay down there with their favorite pet dog out there, all 3 of them, saying that I need money because I'm homeless or whatever. And
And they have a whole setup there. It's like
Right.
they have like a futon or something,
nobody cares.
covers and they just lay there, take a midday nap.
I think it's a measurement of today's, I don't know, economic situations or the mental health situations or whatever, or maybe it all finally trickles down, like they say, the trickle down theory. Maybe it's finally trickled down to white folks. I mean, young white folks. So it's a barometer of really what's going on in the country,
I think
or
it's
maybe
a generational thing. By the whole generation is not making as much as their parents have. Like Generation X and the millennials. And I think the millennials are angry about that. Like everybody that came before them messed up the world for them, and now they have to try to make the best out of a bad situation.
You
You
think
know.
that's the reason why they've been pushing back on affirmative action, saying that the affirmative action actually discriminates against them, and that's why.
I don't think that's just I don't think that's a millennial
Okay,
thing. I think
just
that's a
curious.
Caucasian thing.
Okay, cool.
Because affirmative action means stop holding everything for yourself and let other people live and breathe. And they're like, no, because if I let you live and breathe, that means I can't live and breathe. And it's like, well, if you're bringing it down to you or me, I have to fight for me. I mean, what else? What other? I'd be stupid to give up and just pass it on to you without. I mean, I think that if it was, have you ever seen what was that movie where they were living on Venus? No, they were living in a bubble, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was in it, and then they made another one,
Oh, you mean Total Recall?
Total Recall.
I
Yeah.
love Total Recall.
Now, if they could control air, they'd make you pay for it.
If they could control the air, they would make you pay for
You
it.
know, it's like who gives you the right to
Yeah,
charge
they
me
would.
from the cradle to the grave?
Yeah,
I'm not with that.
yeah. No, I know. But see, that's when it comes down to um, who who are we as people. I sort of have a thing about. I'm not like the Republicans where government needs to stay out your business. I'm the thing where government doesn't need to dictate certain things like you have to have a easy pass in your car in order to get from one place to another, or you have to have a
Are the
Metro card.
government's not dictating that?
They're dictating it in a subliminal fashion. Whereas one day you're traveling, let's say hypothetically you're traveling, and the next day you wake up and there's easy pass lanes, and then you're like, okay, well I did somebody. There's one or two easy pass lanes and a four cash, and then maybe 6 months later you got three easy pass and three cash, and then by the year end you've got four easy pass and one cash, and then some places that you go to is like only easy pass. It's like, why do I have to have an Easy Pass? Because Easy Pass has to be in your debit account and all kind of stuff. I'm saying it's like the Metro cards. It seemed like if you didn't have a Metro card, you couldn't ride the subway, or you had to go way out your way. In other words, some of these things, I know it's more convenient in ways, but some ways it's still a big brother, a controlling situation where you can't get unless you are indoctrinated into this form. And I found that
Yeah,
to
but
be.
I mean, unless you are totally off the grid, like in a log cabin up in a mountain somewhere, sending smoke signals, you are already logged. So there's no sense in complaining about it. If you have a cell phone, you're already logged. They know pretty much everything about you.
Yeah, well, it's not just to know about me. It's just to be like, I just don't. I want more cash, and then you can have an easy pass. Cool, but I don't want to go places where I'm traveling, and out of town, somewhere across the country, and I ride into the toll booth, and it says like all easy pass. Like I didn't get an easy pass. I don't have an easy pass. I don't want to just I don't want to have all my stuff on my bank, whatever little bank money I have. I don't want to have it where everything is connected to it, like, MTA, on your Metro card, and it refills itself. So now every time your stuff goes down, they go right into your stuff. And no, man, I don't want people to be able to just get your stuff, man, because
Well,
it's
that's
not
where
there for
they're
you to
headed.
get. Well, I know that's where they're, but they got to ask you to do this. And some stuff, that's what the system is. And this is my true definition when people ask me about the system. My true definition of an example of the system is take the New York City Transit and try to get somewhere and they're delayed. And they tell you got to take the 6 train or 5 train. Or you got to alternate 16 different ways just to get to where you got to get to and wait. And you know what? There ain't no way around it. Because if you want to get to where you got to get to, you got to do this. And that's the system. Or you don't go.
Get a bike. Get one of those bikes with a motor. Take the bridge.
Well, yeah. You can
You don't
ride your
have
own
to-
bike,
you don't
but who's
have
gonna?
to take the highway because you can still take side roads and get around.
Yeah, but I
the
gotta go
tolls.
from Queens to like Manhattan.
I'm talking about interstate now. You don't
No,
have to take the highways. The tolls are going from state to state or county to county. You can get off the highway and go down the side road. It takes longer.
Oh, where
know-
Jason is? Oh, where Jason is off the highway? Like, who wants to drive off? You know how you ride on the highway?
Oh, so every time you
You
get
ride
on
on
the
the
highway, you're bouncing around on,
you
on,
know, you
on
ride on,
rocky
you ride on the
roads.
highway, and then you see that little dirt road every once in a while that goes off into somewhere in the darkness, and you're like, well, I
Somebody
wonder
lives
who.
there.
Yeah, no,
Somebody
yeah,
lives
yeah.
down
Somebody
there.
lives there. The same place where the 6 girls and the 2 guys are all going in the house and say, oh no, shit.
You watch too many movies.
I watch very much movies every day. I watch movies. That's what I do.
Okay,
I
so
do.
then you can't have it both ways now.
Listen.
Either you're gonna deal with
No, I'm saying you're
going
saying
the
about go
rocky
off the
roads,
highway.
and
I don't
the
want to
roads,
go.
by the way, are paved.
I don't want to go off
You
the
know?
highway just to have to just to go somewhere.
then
I don't
you're
want to have to
paying-
take the dirt road that leads me
Yeah.
around Jason's
It's
house
not a
or
dirt
Freddy
road.
Krueger's house.
It's not a
okay,
dirt
and it's
road.
Halloween, so I don't want to go somewhere today for Halloween. I can't take the damn turnpike because I got to go off the road, and now it's Halloween. I just seen Halloween too in the movies. All right, so I don't want to go up to see Halloween.
You can go 2 blocks down and turn the corner and run into Halloween,
Well,
and it's a Halloween that you don't want to see in
well,
the city.
I don't know, but I don't know about that.
So
I ain't seen no
you
two
know
bucks
like
Halloween. Anyway, Mark Green Show. So it's
Mark Green show.
718-622-4590. Mark Green Show is in your face on Triple
Mark
Vibes Radio.
Green
Everybody 5 to
show.
7. Call up 718-622-4590. It's 617 in New York. It's 1117 in the UK. It's
Mark Green
317 on the West
show.
Coast. Just the Mark Green Show with Veronica White here. This is Miss
And I
White.
noticed that your picture, your logo is in green and white. Did you?
That's my man, Big Time Sinatra,
Yeah.
the engineer and
Yeah.
everything, Mr. Big
Mark
Sinatra, my
Green and
man.
Veronica White. Were you forecasting? Were you predicting
Oh, man, I don't know. I got
green
to
and
leave that to
white?
the Lord because I just don't know. She's
Ah,
green and white. Yeah, I know this girl for about 17, 18 years. You know, she's a jack of all trades and a master of some.
17 or 18 years. We've known each other for decades, man.
Oh, I meant that I knew you since like 17 or 18. That's what I really meant. Somewhere around there.
Oh, that's yeah.
Well,
This
see,
has
you
been
know, we
yeah.
know each other for decades. Like, why you want to tell people how old I am?
Because I'm proud that I got through it.
Praise God, praise the Most High God. Okay, now moving around low, talking about movies. You know, I went to see this movie called Hunter Killer. I love Hunter Killer. It's about the United States submarine silent service.
Who was in it?
Um, Gerald Butler, Gary Oldman, Common. It's a
Who's Carmen?
Common, the black guy
Oh,
Common.
Carmen. I thought you
Common.
said Carmen.
No, I mean Common. I didn't mean Common Gia. I mean Common. But
Okay.
Gerald Butler, I think he was in Olympus Has Failed or somebody else has failed. One of those presidential, you know,
Olympus has fallen.
Olympus Has Fallen. I mean, right. The one
Would
with
you
the-
like your phone? You sound like you're ready to tweet.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. So no, he did that. It's a very good. It was a very exciting picture with the Russian Navy. The plot about actually in the movie, the Soviets blow up one of our submarines and vice versa. But it's very exciting, and I
So it's
recommend
like
everybody.
another Red October.
Oh, it was better. It wasn't just sitting around waiting suspense. I mean, these cats are really, you know, going at it. I saw that, and I saw I recommend the movie for guys who like movie and for women who like action movie. The other movie I like was I went to see was Bad Time at El Royale, and that movie is with what's the guy's name? Oh, um, anyway, we'll get back to him.
What was that guy in? What was something else he was in?
Oh, I just it's off the tip of my tongue. So you know what, folks? I'm gonna tell you in a second. After the station break. In the meantime, look forward to my up and coming song called Tonight We Gonna Party. Huh?
Bo Bridges?
Yeah, Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Bo Bridges or Jeff
No,
Bridges?
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges. And then we're back. Yeah, Jeff Bridges and Bad Times at the El Royale. This picture was like an avant-garde, off the hook, sort of like a village picture, but it was not. It was supposed to be like they think it's going to be a cult picture, but it was like kind of really quirky, but it was great. A great ending. These four
Don't
people
tell us
basically.
the end because you know if you keep telling us the end, I'll have to stab you.
Okay, well, listen. Somebody call an ambulance because you know what happened in the end. A lot of people
We're
died.
not in the Arctic Circle.
A lot of people died
so we
at
won't
the
be
end.
able to rush you to Chile.
Okay, but I'm in Brooklyn. They're used to stabbings around here.
Yeah.
But it was a good picture. Very good picture. One of the things I really liked about it was the black girl who was singing it, who was one of the stars, and she was singing because she plays a singer in the thing. She was singing old Motown songs,
Yeah.
and it was all right. It was all how do you say it without the music?
Acapella.
As it was all a cappella, and but singing it a cappella, she actually brought meaning to the words. You know, like I've been, know the songs, I've heard it, and when you listen, I've listened to it with the music. But she was just singing different songs, and she was singing it in a relaxed, just like an emotional way, where she was telling a story, and it was really it took, it really took. Bad Times at El Royale, it got a little slow somewhere in there, but that was just, it was okay, because when it got slow, I went on the internet to see like how did this movie end, and it was like it was about to end very quickly. And so the little slowness that was there was only for about 5 or 7 minutes, but it moved right through it. And it's a really interesting movie. It's one of those popcorn Friday night get with your friends, stay in there, and yada yada yada. So a bad times at El Royale, Hunter Killer is good, and
So what's the next movie we're gonna see? Because you don't take me.
no, 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 no. That's because see, I don't want to get you in trouble because
Who am I
I
to get
only
in
have
trouble
one
with?
free pass. I only have one free pass, and if I put you on a free pass, and they'd be like, "Who's this person?" and then I'll be in trouble. No, but I'll make a way. I'll make a way. When my 212 degrees Fahrenheit new corporation, business entertainment business.
Do you do the Sudoku puzzles?
No, I ain't got time for
Sudoku?
Sudoku. No, no, no. An off-duty NYPD cop was struck by a stray bullet as he was driving home from work in the Bronx Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, the 33-year-old officer was in the driver's seat of his car with another off-duty cop in front of 456 East 137th Street shortly after midnight when a bullet passed through his window and grazed him in the right shoulder. Funny thing, because my girlfriend's grandmother used to live at 156th Street. That's like the South Bronx, somewhere in the South Bronx area. The injured officer and his passenger have finished 4 to 12 at the 4-3 precinct. And as a matter of fact, the cops released a video Tuesday of two groups who were feuding nearby when one opened fire to the other. So the officer's okay, but
You know, I've been watching a lot of police shows since you mentioned that you're going to be on one.
yeah, I've been on two.
You've been on two. Did they make you a criminal?
No, I'm never a criminal.
Were you a doctor?
On a police show?
Yeah.
No. I've been as assistant DA
Yeah.
on
Blue Bloods?
Blue Bloods and a lawyer on Law and Order.
So which episode of Blue Bloods were you on?
I don't know.
I've been watching the whole series because I knew this other girl who we were down at the TV studio and she was on Blue Bloods and I just watched until I finally saw her.
Oh,
It wasn't until
I
season
was gonna say
6.
until you fell asleep.
No, I had to watch 6 seasons. I had to watch 5 seasons before I saw the episode when she was in.
Yeah, Blue Bloods and Law and Order. I know is on so frequently in so many shows. It's a funny thing because Law and Order, which is primarily shot down in Chelsea, it seems like the whole building is Law and Order, but it's actually a whole floor that the whole unit is set up in, and it's really amazing. And they have courtrooms, they've got all types of stuff up there, and I think they shoot every day. They shoot basically every day, and so you really can't tell unless you really get into asking questions like, what episode is this and when's it showing? But when you're doing this stuff, you're just so busy between takes and retakes and being tired and want to sit down or get something to eat. And man, I'm on a set for 10 to 12 hours. I want to go home, and then you don't really care about what episode it's on because after you've been working this business for a while, I don't really even watch shows with me on. I haven't. I seen New Amsterdam with me on it, but
Were
I've
you
been.
happy with your work?
I'm happy. I mean, I see myself, but it's not spooky, but I think it's you got to be careful. This is a esoteric. That's not really the word I want to say, but it's really like you try to keep within a certain parameter,
Of what?
and I'll tell you why. Here's an interview, and you can read my bio in Time Out magazine, but is that it can be really spooky when you it's like some societies don't want their pictures to be taken because it's a picture of your soul, and they're really apprehensive about that. I think when you watch yourself on television, not to say I take that, but I've been I'm a product of a lot of different things in my life that have made me who I am. So I'm really careful about me trying to be all of that on the television or on whatever. Even if I had a show, I would watch it. I would be thankful that I have a job, that God has put me in a good place. But I don't want to, I'm not, because things can come and they go. And I'm really trying to kind of careful about, me going. I'm just trying to do what I'm doing and praise God in the meantime. And don't think too,
You want to keep coming?
Yeah, I
You don't
want to
be
keep. I
going?
just want to keep it simple, Lord. Because I mean,
Did you
people
just
that
say
got
you-
fat heads,
did you-
they go. Something
Did
happens
you just
to
say
them.
that you want to keep coming? You don't want to get. You
I
don't
want to
be
keep
going?
coming, Lord. God knows, because I talk to my God all the time. He's just, I want to just
You're a
pray.
mess.
That's my friend. I'm telling it to you straight. To keep my head, keep it. Vanity is a sin. Anywhere I'm at, it's because God has put me there, and I have to bring it that. I live in the moment, but I thank God all the time, every time I'm somewhere and everything. But I don't want my head to get there, because you start getting too swell, and next thing you know, you're in a whole nother dimension. You lose sight of yourself or life or whatever, and I don't know. You know what I mean? But I'm not. I watch myself, but I don't look at me. Oh man, like, and I get people to send me stuff and good work and and I'll appreciate it. But I don't want to feel that like I'm all of that. No, I just really appreciate, because I've been up and I've been down. I think I've been down more than I've been up. But you can't get up. Appreciate getting up unless
Get up. Get on up. Get up.
you
Oh,
know you
sorry.
don't tell. Yeah, they're saying you do that. But anyway, getting back to whatever. A New Jersey man was brought to tears Tuesday as he
Why?
recalled for a Manhattan jury the day the ex-cabbie detonated a homemade pipe bomb in a Port Authority walk-away tunnel, shooting burning hot metal into his leg and leaving him with a lasting fear of the subway.
Whoa.
David Wall, 65, said that when he passed the terror defendant, Akayed
Who?
Ula, it depends on how it's said, Akayed, Ula, in the passage on the 42nd Street in Midtown, he said a little prayer for the guy because he thought Ula was homeless. But Ula, in fact, had a good job as an electrician at a Midtown Manhattan construction site and used that knowledge to make pipe bombs that he then strapped to his chest, with the explosive going off at 7:20 a.m. in the middle of the rush hour. 3 steps later, there was the loudest explosion I've ever heard, Ward told the federal jury. It pushed me forward. I was stunned.
That's sad. But what? I mean, I don't understand a belief that
Go ahead,
you
say
are
it.
going to be rewarded
With
by the
virgins?
Creator by
Killing women
a bunch
and
of
children.
people.
Right, especially women and children. I concur. I
So
concur.
I don't understand.
I
a
don't
religion
understand
like
that either. No. I don't believe it's the religion that's telling them that. I think it's people. I have a particular thing myself that you can't tell me that you're a prophet unless you've heard the word from God itself. And unless you're telling me God specifically spoke to you and told you to do this, then everything else that you're saying is a lie. And I don't think God needs you to go kill women and children, because he could do that himself.
That's right.
So he don't need you to blow people up. And I think that's like, people gotta, if we just all held hands around the world for a day and just thought peace and love and praise God in your own fashion, I think we can get the devil out of here.
How could we all hold hands, Mark?
I mean, we all hold hands.
Across
Except for
the
when you
world.
get to cross the one, except when you get a, it would be a, think of
Until
that
you
as a
get to Coney-
challenge.
until you get to Coney Island Beach.
Until you get to Coney Island Beach. And the last person just stretch his hands out or go back in the circle and touch his own hand. But I'm saying to you, world, why can't we all just get along?
Okay, Rodney.
Can we all just hold hands? Imagine
That was
that.
Rodney.
Imagine that greatness.
That was Rodney.
That's great. No, forget Rodney in this. I'm saying to you folks, America, I'm trying to ask you, America, if my name was Bernie Mac, I'm going to ask you, America, can we all just hold hands?
Who you with?
Because I'm going to tell them, I just want them to no. So just hold hands, America. That's all we can do, and we can kick the hell up out of here. I'm trying to tell you, though. All right?
See?
That's all I'm saying. All we got to do is hold hands across America. Stretching arms, stretching hands. That reminds me of Ashley Roche from Stretching Hands, my girl. She's 28 years old, very outspoken, is coming into her own. She started her organization, the 501c3 Stretching Hands. She's got 99.7 acres donated to her by the Prime Minister of Belize, and she's going to be doing it. And she's coming into her own and stretching hands. You can look it up on the internet, and I'm very proud of her and what she's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where is she now?
she's in New York City.
Yeah.
She's doing her thing, and we all need mentors. I connected her with Shanique Thomas from Many Babies, also
Nice.
another woman with Autistic and Special Needs Organization 501c3, and so forth. So this is I like to give attention and exposure to people who are doing things for themselves to help other people.
Doing
Okay,
things for themselves to help other people.
right, doing
Okay.
things for themselves to help other people, meaning taking on it themselves to do things for other people. It didn't start out the sentence that way, but when the words came together, I had to make it come
When
together.
the fog
Because that's
cleared.
what it says in America. Because this is the word of words, the Constitution. Now, Huh. Now, this is what you call, see, she came like a thug. You know what a thugosaurus is?
A Thugosaurus.
Yeah. Thugosaurus. A
What's
Florida
this?
teen dressed in a T Rex dinosaur costume allegedly
Oh my
choked and
God.
threatened his girlfriend when she refused to go with him to his pal's Halloween party. Patrick Galloway, 2019, of Port St. Lucie, was charged with battery for the alleged attack on his 23-year-old girlfriend, who said that she'd rather watch a movie with friends than run around with a T Rex. This record's not the bomb. Cops in Charlotte, North Carolina, blocked off a street to investigate a suspicious package that turned out to be a cassette tape by the 80s band Journey.
Oh, I like Journey.
Duke Energy workers had feared the manila envelope with handwritten scroll outside their building was a pipe bomb, but dogs only started tap dancing to the music. See
Oh.
what? See that brings me up to that cat who sent these bombs out all over to all these Democratic candidates,
Yeah.
right? America. Next week we're going to talk about this because this is a good show we're having today with Veronica White here. See, we're bringing in some female stuff here. We're going to develop our show here. All right, and suggestions also. But yeah, that brings me to this guy that was riding around with a white van with pictures on it like killer, 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 killer Democrats, and they were wondering like who's mailing out these powder bombs, and the guy's riding around town like right around them, and he's got the van that says kill all the Democrats, and the cops are wondering who. No, I mean it wasn't really like that, but I'm saying the guy obviously was a visual kook, and when they were wondering who was sending out bombs, I mean that the van was parked right in front of them, probably right in front of the cops, right in front of the post office.
Oh, okay.
I mean something like that, like.
Did he ever get out of the van?
Probably did, and went out to the post office to mail letters and went back in the van. But he was white, so couldn't have been
Yeah.
him.
They look. Yeah. They look the
Yeah,
other way.
yeah, they looked the other way.
So
So
so I was, yeah. That's what made me think of Blue Bloods. I've been watching all these episodes, and I'm watching how they portray us in movies, in television series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As a rule, and I saw how they progressed. How they started out one way, but as you got into the past couple of years, into certain administrations,
right.
certain things started changing in the caricatures.
So
in
what you
the-
mean we went from Avis and Andy to what?
No, I'm talking about the way when it was in season one, season two.
Oh, you mean
Yeah, the way they were portraying different people.
well, tell us about this here.
Well, it started out where you would see.
We were just
Um,
criminals.
No, it started out. I mean, they had the guy who played Diggle in the the Green Lantern, the Green Arrow.
Right.
He became the mayor,
Okay.
right? And they had like pretty fair stuff with everybody. They kind of balanced out who was playing what kind of roles. Wasn't every black person wasn't a criminal?
Okay.
Everybody got a chance to be a criminal.
Okay, gotcha.
That kind of thing.
Right.
And then as you got into like season 6, season 5, okay, now Diggle can't even stand up.
Okay.
What's his name? The mayor, whoever it is, he's in a wheelchair.
Okay.
So when Tom Selleck walks in, he can't even stand up and look him in the eye.
Mm.
They can't stand up, salute each other, shake hands. He's in a wheelchair
Right.
because he got shot doing
Oh, he
something
did
for the
get shot. Right.
community.
Okay. So it wasn't we killed a black guy first. The first person killed was a black
No,
guy, but he was in there. Yeah,
he was
he's
the mayor,
handicapped.
and
Right.
somebody in the
Right. You
community
always got
shot
to
him.
bring him down.
Yeah. So then they got this preacher who, um, no matter how a situation is, he'll sway it, like,
Black
oh,
preacher.
like, yeah, in the black community in Harlem,
Hmm.
and so it's like however the situation goes down, it's like, yeah, the police are always doing us wrong, and it's making it look like that's how we're behaving, like we have
Anti
no
law.
law enforcement,
Right.
and we have no valid excuse for saying these things. So it's moving, swaying more towards that, and they make him look more um, biased and unreasonable and untrue, because when they find out the truth about a situation, he doesn't acknowledge it. He keeps pretending like the lie was the truth when he comes with the next thing, you know. So he keeps adding on stuff, and so he has a whole list of untruths to validate whatever he's doing at that moment. And so this is this religious leader.
Right. Religious black man playing a white man's role. Right.
Well, I guess
Wow, that's deep. No, no, no. That's where I get it from. Yeah, the typical, when you tell white, and it's hate to say it like this, but it is what it is. When you tell white people something, they just deny the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you got black people deny, but more or less in this world, we get the white people that just deny the truth, and now the black person is going to play the white man's role when you come up to him and you say, "Well, brother, instead of him," but you know what?
He is doing that.
But black people do that too all the time. A lot of them
king
do
of
too.
denial,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. You go to a black man with something, and you can do it with a preacher. Like, why are you still telling them Jesus is his name when you know there was no J? But brother, what that mean? What that got to do with? Or why you got the white Jesus up there when you know he's black and everything? But what color got to do with it?
Well, it's
And
got a lot to do with it.
you got a whole. Don't get me started because I be
Yeah.
doing. Oh man, they start running inside. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be prejudiced, but I'm saying the whole world is prejudiced. That's why every black person around the world got to suffer. Every
Well, you
black
know
person.
something? There's nothing wrong with prejudice. Everybody has a preference. Prejudice
Everybody
just
has a
means that you have
Speaking
a
to the mic.
prejudice just means you have a preference. You prefer certain things. Now, racist is a thing that everybody can't participate in. Racist means that there is a system of government, there's a system of education, there's a system of medical services, services to the community, policing, and all kinds of things that disenfranchise a group of people.
That's right.
So that disenfranchised group of people is not in control of anything, any of that stuff, or else they would change it. So that group of people can't be racist. And it is based on race. And they founded that a long time ago. It was founded on the fact that we're a conspicuous minority. That means you can see us coming. You can't. They tried to do it with the Native Americans or the Jews. They couldn't do it because they have to ask a Jewish person if they're Jewish.
Wow. Right.
You know,
Got you.
in a lot of cases, they cannot tell.
Right.
But you might be able
Which
to
is why a
disguise
Jewish
it.
person can always be white and so forth for white. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then but for us, they can mostly tell us on the phone. They can tell by the timbre of our voice.
Like in the movie KKK, the Black Klansman. I could tell if it's a black person. The head of KKK says because you'll always say, "Oh man, I forgot it." He was telling them that you always say, "Oh man, I forgot the
But
words."
there's certain things we say. We don't say
Right.
aunt. We say aunt.
Okay.
You know, there's things that we say that are true. But you walk into an interview, they don't have to ask you.
Right.
So, and
Right.
not now, just now, but the past few generations, they could look at your application and tell. Unless you are like Timothy Boyle, Jonathan Anderson, but Shaniqua,
Right.
know,
Right.
Aquanasia.
Right.
You
And you
know?
know what? In the beginning, I had some problems with those words, but then again, nowadays I don't. I really have too much. I mean, we're not supposed. I mean, we're not subjected to having to use the Queen's English on everything.
No, but I'm just saying. But these
No.
are names that are.
Well, sure,
that they're
sure.
gonna
Right,
identify.
right,
It's
right.
like somebody. It's just
Like if you say
identify-
Abdul Alamani, you
Yeah.
figure what it is, right?
or Ching Lee.
Right, right.
You
Or
know,
Chen Li, right.
You know. So,
And even they changed their name to Tommy Brown or something. A lot
yeah.
of Asians do that. Like they want to become Americanized when they've been doing that for decades.
Yeah, they, Lopez. They say Lopez.
Right. Yeah. Something like
Yeah.
like wow.
Yeah, it's like yeah. So it becomes a thing where it's an easy target. We were an easy target. So that's how that
Right.
became
And I got to
so
change
popular.
my name back too,
To what?
from Mark Francis Green to Mark Francis Greenberg.
Oh, okay.
Right. Because I'm tired of being identified as a black person with Mark
I'm
Green.
gonna change your name too. I'm not gonna call you Mark.
No,
Everybody
call me
calls you
Mr. Mark Greenberg.
I'm not gonna
Call me
you
Mr.
Mark.
Greenberg.
I'm gonna call you Frankie.
Well, no, my middle name is Francis.
I know, so I'm calling you Frankie.
But you can call me. Don't call me Frankie, because then I'm gonna have to buy you a hot dog.
Okay.
All I know is
Turkey.
my name is
I'm gonna call you Frankie.
my
Nobody else calls you that, right?
only at night.
Well, I'm gonna call you that during the day. Then you'll know who's.
That's her
who's
comeback.
speaking.
You see, she could have said, "Okay, I'll call you a different name at night." When you pick up the phone, call me. My my Zulu name is Sabusio.
What now?
My Zulu name
Your Zulu name, Zubusio?
is Sabusia. Sibusiso. Sabusio.
What does it mean?
It means one of one who brings charm and delight. It was given to It was given to me by the Zulu, my Zulu people from Gregory Makwoma. He's a South African choreographer. He's known all over the world, especially in Europe. You can see all his works on YouTube. He's very, very, very popular and famous, and his people came out last year to meet me and my associate producer, Queen Regine. We were trying to bring them here to Broadway to do some works, and we were engaged in them, but they more or less wanted to just be like a show, just came in and popped in and popped out, which wasn't
they
really
did
what I
it,
wanted.
right?
Well, which is what they wanted. So, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted to have them. I really wanted to have the African troupe to come in and do a thing like The Lion King, to be permanent here more or less. But they're more or less like, I got
Why
man.
would they want to stay here and be permanent?
Well, because you got groups like The Lion King. My objective was to put another African type of dance, an Albanelli type of thing, that they would have a place on Broadway where people will come in and tourists will come in and see something other than The Lion King, which has been running here for decades. And I thought with a good show, they could pull that market, and I believe they could. They're just so accustomed to going from country to country to country for a week here, a week there, a week there. That's just what they do, and more power to them. So it didn't really come out. I mean, we had good talks and we had good things, but it wasn't what I wanted. But I did ask them to name me a good name because we had good conversations. And before they left, they gave me the name Sabusio, which
That's
is
a
a
nice
Zulu.
name.
Yes, I really appreciate it and I love it, and that's one of my names that I have. So I want to ask you: would you get paid? Would you like to get paid in beer to ride your bike?
Would I like to get paid in beer
To ride
my
your bike?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, if you did, you can move to Italy. The city of Bologna's app-based program, dubbed Bella Mossa, or Good Job, rewards travelers who log car-free trips with brewskis, ice cream, movie tickets, and other treats. Maybe they should do that here in New York.
No.
Why? You're going to still
Because
go to
you
the store
can't-
and buy food
can't-
and beer
you're
and go to
getting-
movies.
If you're getting paid in beer, how do you get to buy food?
You ain't got to buy food. You're going to give you the food. That's part of your payment. Like free food
Okay, so
stamps.
then how do you pay your rent?
They didn't say rent is included in this.
No, I know that means you got to pay rent somewhere. 'cause
Well,
it's
that's not to
included.
ride your bike. That's to drive your car. We'll pay your rent.
Well, then, so you got two jobs.
No,
now.
this
You
is
still
said
get-
one job. We only pay you in beer to ride your bike. But if you want to get somebody to pay your rent by driving the car, you got to look up another app. Okay, find that app. That's not us app. Like, we only sell cheeseburgers. You want Frank's? Go next door.
Cheeseburger, Coke.
Cheeseburger, cheese. No, we don't have Coke. We just got cheeseburgers. Okay, you want Coke? You got to bring your Coke. We got cheeseburgers. Okay. No hamburgers. No hamburgers. It said cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger. Don't say hamburger. Stupid Americans, you. A
You made
fearless,
me mess up my
a
Sudoku.
fearless feline gave new meaning to the term catwalk when it crashed a fashion show in Turkey.
Really, the cat
Meow
came
cat,
on
meow cat walk.
the cat walked down the catwalk.
On the catwalk, I'm too sexy for my,
Go
too
feline,
sexy for my. The stray
the
dashed onto the
feline
runway at the
Fraulein.
Vakaro Ensmar showcase in Istanbul and got frisky with a model.
What?
How did the cat get frisky? Must have rubbed up on her.
Mm-mm-mm. Leave it to you to read that into that.
Not cat man. It's cat woman. The animal
Did
was
you like
captured on
that?
camera playfully rolling on the runway and pouring the woman's clothing. Must have been a male cat trying to pull it. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I said, did you like that woman, that movie Catwoman?
No. Who was it
Yeah.
with? That,
Halle Berry.
that's why I don't. That hooker, Halle Berry.
You didn't like
Can't
it? You don't
stand. I don't like Halle Berry.
Why?
Because Halle Berry let some country hillbilly dog or doggy style in a movie that just showed the powers to be to say that any old country old white boy can screw a black woman, and that's that. And that's what that movie Monster Ball was about. And they told Halle Berry that, and she took it because she's a freak and didn't care anyway. Because we're gonna give you the Academy Award if you let a white old hillbilly man screw you in butt style, doggy style, and let people know that we will always be able to get you black women. And that's why Angela Bassett never took the role, even though they offered it to her before Halle Berry. And I give Angela Bassett 2 thumbs up, and I give Halle Berry a foot in her ass, and that's what I feel.
Oh.
The Colombian nun really changed her habits. Yuri Pineda.
And now on a lighter
On
note,
a lighter note, straight up and down. Okay? Straight, and Denzel Washington, he did the same shit
at training day.
in Training Day when they gave him to be a rogue ass Negro cop out there, and that's what they gave him the Oscar for. And he said on Tavis Smiley that he didn't think he didn't think there was anything wrong with it. It was just his time. And I looked at him like, what unfucking believable, excuse my language. Unbelievable, because he had so many good movies, John Q, all type of movies, Glory and everything, that they could have gave him the award for really outstanding uh, works, but instead he takes the Academy for Training Day.
Yeah.
For training, that's
You
like
feel like-
in a movie with shooting black kids. You got an Academy Award because you acted well while shooting black kids, and all the other good movies you did, you got no.
Was John Q the only black movie, the only movie that he was in where he actually had a wife? A black
don't-
wife?
No, no, no,
he
because-
was in Fences, but I'm
No,
talking
but
about
when
up
he
to
was
John Q.
when he did another great movie, Antoine Fisher, when he was a Navy psychologist, and the black kid had a history. He was like a foster child from somebody else, and he had to find his family. He got the girlfriend. He never had sex before. He goes back into Detroit, I think, to find he actually find his mother, who's played by the black woman. You know the black woman. What's her name? Man, I'm going.
Was she the woman who was in Beloved?
What's her name?
I don't know.
She's
you
real.
should have a piece of paper in there and write it down so we can see. I see your mouth moving, but I can't. I can't hear what you're saying.
Oh, the black woman. She's in another movie. She's very popular now. What? Oh man, whatever.
She
But
wasn't the wife in John Q though.
no, man,
okay.
no. But I'm saying that was
I
a
did
great. That
see
was a
Antoine
really
Fisher,
good.
But I
Man,
I don't remember the details.
I mean, the first movie I ever cried on as an adult was when I went to see Glory, and I was with my son's mother. I had just had my son, and that's what really changed. I learned about when you have your kids, and my son was the reason that I start crying. Now, when I see movies, I'm very emotional. I don't care what it is. It could be a football game when it's like rah rah rah. I tear. So I tear now for everything, and I don't have
You're
a problem with.
crybaby?
I tear now because every time emotion come up, I start tearing. So I'm in the movie wiping my eyes all the time. But the first time that happened was when I was watching Glory, and I realized like, wow, I was sitting there crying in front of my son's mother and her mother. But I have no problem with that. So Antoine Fisher cast. But yeah,
Are you looking it up, Rob, while we're talking?
right. So as a matter of fact, let me just
Antoine Fisher is a 2003 movie directed by Denzel Washington,
So
starring
so
Denzel Washington, Derek Luke, and Joy Bryant.
Viola Davis is the one. Viola
Oh,
Davis.
how did you forget her
I
name?
couldn't get her name. Viola Davis, right? And she was really looking ugly in that movie. I didn't think Viola had any looks, boy. But no,
She's really pretty. She
yes, yeah.
plays that
But she get
ugly
the bubbly.
cry.
Yeah, she
She
got the
does that
bubbly
ugly
eyes. The
cry.
eyes stick out like
Not
walking.
not like Wendy Williams.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I've seen somebody post something up the other day. Wendy Williams and some other person talking about they men, and I said, y'all really need to stop that. I really have a problem with that. Y'all really
They
need to
used to say
stop
that
that.
about Donna Summer, you know.
Yeah, I
Remember
know
that?
that, but they need to, and Evelyn Champagne King too. But I'm saying y'all got to
Really?
stop that. Yeah, y'all got to
Oh,
stop that. Come on. Yeah, your mama looked like a man. Your father didn't care. I mean, come on, stop it, people. You really got to stop that.
you need to stop that.
But I'm saying that Antoine Fisher was a great picture about a young black man. I'm going to say something about people who do movies. Here's another one, and this is my man, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and Dwayne he sent me a thing on Messenger once.
He did.
Yeah, yeah. Dwayne Johnson, I really have high regard for Dwayne Johnson because the movies that he makes usually deals with children in there. And
I didn't like him in Jumanji.
which I liked Jumanji. Jumanji was all right. It wasn't, but Dwayne Johnson's been in movies like The Gridlock with these young kids who are in in jail, and he had to mentor them through playing football. He played a professional football player who had a daughter he didn't know about in another movie. He's played a lot of roles where he ends up being a mentor or you know, things in that fashion. He's also shown he played a gay hitman in another movie. Dwayne has really good character, and a lot of his movies, when he has it's dealing with children or young men, have a message in it. And I just give him that. He's mostly any movie that he's in really sells because he brings some sort of excitement to it. And Jumanji wasn't bad. Skyscraper was.
I didn't like Jumanji.
Why not?
Did you see the original one?
No, I didn't see the original
You
one.
need to see that.
Why?
It took three actors
Okay.
to fill in the gap that was left by Robin Williams.
Okay.
It took three characters to fill in, and Ju- it wasn't funny.
Oh, I thought Jumanji was all right. I thought it was. I
It
didn't think
was
it was.
not
I mean, I think it wasn't the greatest. I mean, but you had what you call
Robin
Kevin
Williams.
Hart was in it. Kevin Hart,
Yeah,
Jack Black.
that wasn't a plus.
Jack Black. I mean, there was. I didn't see the original, so I came in looking at this movie that was built up all this time. I went into the IMAX theater. I sat there. I watched the movie. It had some funny points, and that was it. I didn't think it was over the top. I
And the
mean,
thing is, I like Kevin Hart, but I didn't like that combination. Kevin Hart and Jay. What's his? I don't even like to say his name. What's the guy you were talking about?
with
The
Jack
Rock.
Black, Rock.
Mhm.
Listen, Dwayne Johnson. This is what I see. Dwayne Johnson is not a person who is overly into himself. He shows a character on screen where he's open. Listen. I seen him in Walking Tall
Okay.
with interracial parents. I seen him in another movie that he's done with interracial parents. I seen him in a movie with young black kids where he's teaching them about being a man and stay educate themselves and positive images. I seen that in that. I seen him in a movie where I said he was a professional football player who had a daughter. Seemed like she was Spanish, really, a daughter. Where he had to show that he needed to be a father instead of a person who was a jock thinking about stuff. He turned it around to be a father. I seen him in a lot of good movies like that, and he always brings a sort of a balance between funny and humorous and the serious side. And I seen him in action packed movies and so forth. So I know him from the wrestling days. I never really watched him as a wrestler and everything. I'm not all of that, but I've seen him in what he tries to bring across the screen. I mean, he didn't come up as an actor. He came up as a wrestler who turned into becoming an actor because he has a crossover and people like to see him. He has got a great smile. He's got a great attitude. And I think that if you met him in person, he would be open and one of those open type of persons. Like I said, I had posted something on Facebook and whatever, and I was surprised to see Dwayne Johnson, he had a comment and he said some stuff. and I was trying to interview him on the air. But you know, some people are open like that.
So what did he say? Do you remember?
I still have it here. No, no, he
No.
wanted me to. He wanted me to download something or get involved in something that he's in, and I still have it. But you know, I'm so busy. I didn't really have time to really do all of that stuff and
Ooh,
and
too
whatever.
busy for Dwayne.
Dwayne is just
Be
another
nice.
Dwayne is just
Be
another
nice.
personable.
You should have checked it out.
I
should
can
check
still
it out
check it.
and tell
Listen,
me about
listen,
it. I want to know.
listen. Like I said, I try to keep myself.
Inquiring
I
minds
try to
want
keep myself
know.
level. I keep myself level. It could be Dwayne Johnson texting me. It could be Mark Green, the Women's Dream, for In Your Face on YouTube Live, or with his music records, or New Amsterdam, or Law and Order, or The Tick, or Pose, or
The Tick.
Younger, The Tick, or Pose, or Younger, or all those other movies. You know, whatever. Doing that, I mean, I might not even answer Mark Green's thing. What can I say? But you better answer Mark Green's thing, folks. America, because when Mark Green comes knocking at your door, I want you to open it and don't come with no guns shooting at me. No, I want you to come with a blueberry pie and some spare ribs and some black eyed peas and rice and some cornbread, and I'm coming to your
That's
house. That's what I want.
darn
That's where you
specific.
go. And that's the Mark Green Show. We're telling you live with Veronica right,
pretty darn
right here on
specific.
Triple Bars Radio. 718-622-4590. We're about to go out.
Radio.
Yeah, so whatever. We got a big old party tonight at 357 West 16th Street. Mark Green with the House of Love, Queen Regine, my girl Dougie Fresh, the man. He's the best. We're going to be partying at this place called, what's it called?
I forgot.
357 West 16th Street. That's what it's called. Just tell the cab driver, 357 West 16th Street.
357.
It was
All the
357.
way. What is that?
No, it's
between
like
7th and
11th
8th?
Avenue. It's like no. It's past there.
I mean, 7th Avenue, 8th Avenue.
It's like
Ninth
no. It's like 10th Avenue. It's
That's the highway, pretty much. That 11th is the highway. Right?
no.
12th Avenue is the highway.
See, you're getting this all twisted. I'll tell you exactly who it is. Where it is. It's going to be at the Lately. Not that it was moved from the Essex to the Lately. And the Lately is at 357 West 16th Street. And it's tonight. It's Halloween, so
What
it's a
time does it
Halloween
start?
House of Horrors. It starts when you get there.
Oh,
Okay, so get there. Get there if you can, people. 357 West 16th Street. The Lately, New York, 10011. Code NYC before 12 o'clock. We can all get in and come in and have a good time with the Code Media Group with Ali B, Mr. Lovely, Tony Lyons, Dougie Fresh, Queen Regine, Shaw Black, Sinatra, Mark Green, DeBra Powell, Antoinette, Saga, and Vince McCartney from Gold Heart Records. Yeah, big Vince McCartney from Gold Heart Records. We're working together right now to get the CD out. Be out. I guess we're
Vince,
going to
the
do that.
engineer.
Right, the owner and engineer of Gold Heart Records. Yeah, we should be getting that CD out. We're going to
Nice.
check it, tweak it. I think we're going to do this in the spring. No need to rush this because we want to make this a Bama Jammer. Maybe for the summertime when the summer breaks, we'll come out with that hot CD that's going to get you people popping. Maybe that's it. So we're trying to work that out, and you'll soon, you folks will know soon. House of Horror. Soon.
So,
Big reminder, y'all, to keep up with In Your Face. Also, keep up with YouTube. Subscribe. This sister's trying to get her show on network. As she knows, it's What Were You Thinking? The fashion show. It's on YouTube.
oh yeah.
And India Burrows, she's trying to work hard to. And she's also got another little business. I think she's trying to do, come out, incorporating herself in the luxury car rental business. So you can rent a luxury car from her daily, weekly, monthly, and maybe even by the year. So India Burrows,
Term lease.
long-term lease, and she has nothing but Mercedes. That's she's rent.
Mercedes is
Mercedes is. Mercedes. That's what she's doing. Mercedes is. All right, so folks, call in. This show will be online, and we're going to be stepping it up. I think we all comments.
I feel like my microphone stand is alive.
It's alive because it's moving,
Yeah.
right? Because it's attracted to the metal in your teeth, like magnetic. See, I
Or
got
the
the
metal
braid.
plate in your head, right?
Maybe that's what should be moving. That's why it's moving away from you. All right, so New York, we got a 7 o'clock. Looks like that clock is actually on time and working. Wow. It says 2 minutes to 7, and we're on from 5 to 7. So I'm going to give you a little bit of.
It's how much to 7?
Oh, it's 7:01, so the clock is late.
Oh,
So, my man Sinatra, I guess we've been going off the air, and we'll see you next week every Wednesday from 5 to 7. And we're going to invite Veronica White back again because
because then it'll be
cause she
green
didn't cause she didn't pay for her thing today, so she got to come back next week and pay. So she'll be coming back until she pay. All right, so she's in the debit.
It's not free.
It's not
You're
free.
not treating me.
That's what I asked you. It's not
Yes,
free,
you
baby.
are.
You're not treating me, Pepe Le Pew. You don't give things free to Pepe Le Pew.
It's a
New
treat.
York, in your face. We're signing off. That's it.
Have a good night.
Have a great night. And between me and her, I think it was good. It was good, right?
Silly.
I like that, right? Yeah. That's good. All right, Veronica, it works. I think it was good too. I think it was really good. Now I just need to bring the audience back in. I need to bring the audience back in and people to call up. They're not